Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
Writing Raven.
And we're back for another episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Indeed.
The segment where we summarize all the Psycho for you, just taking a scattering of topics throughout the week and putting it all together in one neat little package for those of you who just don't have time to watch the videos or have other things that you need to do.
You're welcome.
So we got a couple topics to discuss. We left our two bigger topics towards the end.
Because you will want to hear what we have to say.
Yeah, I know you guys are interested in Ghostbusters. Wait till the end. So without further ado,
let us begin with the first client, Warner Brothers.
So we have Warner Brothers, and you can see it says, "Is this Super Smash Bros?" Warner Brothers officially announced and revealed a first look at its upcoming free-to-play platform fighting video game called Multiverses.
Lame.
Now, I don't know about you, but this is literally a ripoff of Smash.
It is. Everyone can see it's a ripoff of Super Smash Brothers. It's same gameplay, same formatting, same animation styles. It's just stupid.
But it's different characters and focuses on multiplayer, so that makes it totally different, right? Winkety wink wink?
No, because Smash Bros. Is also multiplayer.
But this is more multiplayer, so it's different.
Why? Because they have Super Shaggy?
I can't believe they actually made that meme a reality, but okay. I like the idea of this, but not the execution.
Yeah, technically they already have their own 2D fighting Street Fighter style game, and it's called Injustice: Gods Among Us. It's a pretty good game.
That, and also, it's not even that. It's just that, like, if you had this opportunity to make this game, do something different than Smash. I get that Smash is a very popular franchise and that you're trying to capitalize on all the characters, and I get all that. But there could have been a better way that you could have done this with, like, a little bit more finesse. Not saying the game won't be good. It still could be pretty good. I don't know. But, like, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, and also there's just too much cringe. Like, you see Steven Universe activating his powers yelling, "Friendship power!" Is that actually from the show? Please tell me it's not.
I think it is.
Oh, crap.
Look, I know some people like Steven Universe and stuff. We're not here to hate on characters and stuff, but it's just like, did we really need this?
No.
No, I don't think we did.
No.
And it's just kind of funny to see it like this, because the only thing I will say, making the Super Shaggy meme a thing, really?
It's because they're completely out of fresh ideas.
They could have just made that he eats a bunch of stuff.
I mean, they probably just followed Nintendo turning Sans being a Smash from a meme into a reality. They could have just copied from that.
Yeah, they could have, but again, it's just, as I said, it seems like a copy of Smash to me, and obviously, like, look, I'm not that interested in playing Smash. I have played it, I like it, it's not a terrible game, but, like, if I see this game out there, I'm not interested in playing it regardless. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It looks like a copy and paste with just different characters.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it could be good. We'll have to wait and see. But, like, couldn't you have tried a little?
No. Next client, Marvel Studios.
Okay, so this is Victoria Alonso. It says, "This is fine," with the new Marvel banner and then a Marvel with the dumpster with Marvel on it. According to Marvel Studios president Victoria Alonso, the popular studio does not view their attempts to achieve validation by a vague metric of diversity and inclusion as a political game, but rather as 100% a responsibility for a global company.
No.
So, look, I'm not against having diversity and inclusion.
So long as it is done right.
Exactly. It needs to be done organically. You are literally trying to forcibly insert it into something that does not support it. Do it organically or don't do it at all. And, oh, it's okay. Your last two movies have literally lost money. I think Shang-Chi is the only one that actually made some money, and it barely broke even. Black Widow and Eternals have both lost you money. And this is not a speculation, this is fact. This is like numbers.
Numbers do not lie, unless you mess with them, which Disney often does.
No, they just don't tell us them, usually.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they had to kind of on the investor day. And making her the head of president of Marvel Studios...
when she knows nothing about Marvel?
...was a stupid idea.
Seriously.
And they're like trying to push all these characters that nobody really likes, and they're claiming everybody does like they have Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, and they're like pushing all these buttons and saying, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Her comic's been canceled a bazillion times. There's a reason. It's just to make #1 issues. No. It's literally because it's not selling. Numbers don't lie.
And the reason it is not selling is because you don't change anything.
And normal people, which are in short supply these days, would go, they don't like this comic. Something about this character doesn't work. Maybe we should change some of it. We should tweak her outfit. We should tweak her powers a little bit.
Her backstory.
Retcon her into a mutant. Who knows?
But they're not going to, because they're dumb.
Well, that's a given. And it just goes to show that, like, look, will they make movies that will be decent? Maybe. But, like, I have no interest in seeing them. I'm kind of burned down on superheroes, except for My Hero Academia, which is pretty good.
We need season 6 already.
But I have no plans to watch any of this garbage. I'm not interested. And her saying that it's not a game, it's not a thing, it's not a whatever. We all know it's literally what you're doing.
Yeah.
We can see. If you were doing it organically, you wouldn't be making a fuss every single time you do it. I don't get this. It's like, yes, we want to normalize this by making a huge deal about every time we do it.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
And how many first gay or this characters are you going to say you have or you're making when we can literally have a bunch of articles that say the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, it's really getting old. Just stop already, please.
They can't stop.
Oh yeah, they're too dumb.
That would mean admitting that they're failing, and they can't do that.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Marvel, the X-Men series.
So the new X-Men animated series that they're coming out with, that's a continuation of the old one. Now, if you'll see this image here, the actual, I forget the name of the person, but it's the actual person, like the executive producer or whatever. And you see the frame is the whole Bobby, you're gay thing. X-Men, the animated series showrunner Eric Lewald, okay, that's what his name is, recently provided an update on what Disney's plans are for the upcoming Disney Plus series X-Men 97. Want to know what the update is?
It's going to focus on adult themes. Who here wants to bet that focuses on who people sleep with?
Yeah, because we can't actually have a faithful adaptation or a continuation of the original. We need to change it to make it diverse and inclusive, and it focuses on adult themes. How about you just make the show that people liked? You see, you're making a show, a continuation of a show that people watched as children, that people liked the way it was, and you're saying, no, we can't have that anymore. We have to change it to something else. And then you're going to be like, well, why is nobody watching it? You literally said, you literally answered yourself.
Seriously, it's because you're changing what was already there.
People like it because of how it is. And I'm not saying you can't insert diversity and inclusion in a more subtle, organic way. But when you come out from the gate swinging, basically saying, we're going to make it adult themed, we all know what that means.
Seriously, just don't. Just leave it alone, or don't do it at all.
They can't. They have to milk it. And look, could it be good? I'm not saying it can be good. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like it's going to be good when you literally come out of the gate saying things like that, and his Twitter feed is not exactly the most friendly place.
No.
It's going to focus on adult themes. How about it's going to be a good show that respects the original?
And, is actually about superheroes doing superhero stuff.
No, we can't have that anymore. Superhero stuff is not important as how people sleep with. That way everybody can see themselves in the comic, because everybody picks up a comic book and goes, you know what I'd really like to see in my superhero comic? People with amazing powers that cannot exist in real life. I'd love to see real life interpretations of sexuality.
No. That's not the point of escapism. How many times do we have to tell them that?
But they show regular romances. I get that. But I'm not even really interested in that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not what I watch superhero stuff for. I watch it to see things getting blown up.
And again, if it's done as part of the story or organically, it works. And we're saying that can be done for anything. But when you do something, for example, like change Iceman gay because you decided it was a good idea when he was never that way before, that's not organic.
No.
That's forced.
Let's move on. Wolverine has a surfboard.
Okay, so as you can see, he says, surf's up, bub. Wolverine takes on the role of Keanu Reeves' character Johnny Utah from Point Break in a new story that sees him befriend a group of surfing thieves.
That whole sentence is just stupid.
And the reason he's on the Silver Surfer is because he literally has an adamantium surfboard.
Or at least an adamantium-coated surfboard, which the writers forgot is such a strong and heavy metal that it would literally sink.
That, and even if it's just coated with adamantium, Wolverine's bones are coated with adamantium, and it makes him super heavy.
Yeah, he sinks.
Yeah, he kind of sinks. So I really don't think he'd be able to surf. Now, I'm not saying that they can't make Wolverine surf, but like the whole thing is like, oh, he befriends these thieves and whatever. It's like, what? But yeah, this is just a stupid idea. I don't know who greenlights this kind of stuff at Marvel, but it's just like, you want to make Wolverine surf? Fine. But like, you got to take things into account.
Why an adamantium-coated surfboard? Just because his skeleton is?
It holds him up somehow by making him heavier. He's already heavy.
Buoyancy doesn't work that way.
I mean, it can. It depends. But, like, I don't think that's the case. And then also, it's like, he's to befriend surfing thieves. Wolverine doesn't befriend people. Wolverine's like, you're going to tell me what I want to know, Bubba, or my third claw's going to come out and stab you.
Yeah. He's the best at what he does for a reason.
I get that they're trying to make him more like a mentor figure now, and I wasn't exactly opposed to that, but like you can't. He's not just gonna go surfing.
No, and the mentor figure was already done in the X-Men Evolution TV show, which was pretty good.
Yes, make Wolverine an adamantium surfboard. I'm sure the adamantium's just lying around ready to use.
No, it's one of the rarest metals in the Marvel Universe, you idiots.
And I'm sure they have the tools to cut it and make it good and coat it over stuff. I'm sure, like, there wasn't a whole thing where Wolverine got encased in, molten adamantium and couldn't cut his way out until his claws got heated up. You know that whole arc?
Yeah.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with the ability to shape it into a surfboard. Nobody was able to cut through it to save him before then.
We could just go on and on about how dumb they are. Next client. Shazam.
Okay, so it says, yay, lawsuits! It looks like DC's set to replace Billy Batson with a new champion of Shazam, as a news solicit for an upcoming series of the same name has revealed the publisher's plans to elevate his sister to the role of Earth's mightiest mortal.
His adopted sister, but yeah.
So his adopted sister, Mary Marvel. They're trying to make her, the new champion of Shazam. Here's the problem with this. First off, she was already a kind of a champion of Shazam, to some degree.
So were all his other foster siblings through the sharing of his magic.
I know Mary Marvel, and I'm not opposed to her getting the powers and stuff, but if you're gonna do that, you need to at least be honest, because, and shout out to Ethan Van Sciver for revealing this information.
Hail the human sunbeam.
There's a lawsuit about using the name The Marvels. So they can't use the name Marvel because it is a lawsuit with Marvel Comics, duh.
That's the whole reason they started calling him Shazam when his real superhero name was Captain Marvel to begin with.
Yes, because they can't call him that. So the fact that they're saying they're making her a new champion of Shazam is because they're literally doing it so they can bring her back at all. Mm-hmm. Now, if they were honest with fans about this reasoning, I think fans would actually be open to it.
Yeah, just say, sorry, we have to make some changes because of a lawsuit. Here is how we're going to fix it.
But they can't do that. So instead they just make it seem like a giant virtue signal. And people aren't going to like this because of that. Mm-hmm. And if you had just been honest and said, hey, look, we lost it, and we can't keep it anymore, so we want to bring her back, but we can't do it the same way, so we have to change her name, that could have been fine. But you can't do that, can you? That would admit that you were having issues and stuff, and for some reason that's not allowed. Yeah. It's better to just use it as an opportunity to make a big fuss and a statement over it, because that's what you guys just need to do now, right?
This makes me want to see a comic about Mr. Tawny the Tiger instead of her.
This makes me not interested. It's like, if you can't be honest with your fans of why you're changing things and whatever, and then you're saying, oh, we're doing this for diversity and to make it a strong female character. No, you're doing it because of the lawsuit. We all know it.
Just say so.
Just say, hey, we had to change it for a lawsuit and we wanted to bring back Mary Marvel. We couldn't bring her back without changing the name. Fine.
Done.
But no, we can't do that because that's bad.
Next client. Live action Cowboy Bebop.
So this is something we have a lot to say on. As you can see, it says, it's okay, everyone. I'm lesbian now. According to
Daniela Pineda?
Daniela Pineda, whatever her name is, the actress who portrays Faye Valentine in the largely unwanted live-action Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, the criticisms against the changes to her character were nothing but the work of very, very vocal trolls, while her divisive video response to said critics was definitively in the spirit of Faye.
No.
Now, we all know that's not true. It was, first off, was not vocal trolls.
No.
A lot of people didn't even want this to begin with, and they didn't like that you were taking the character and changing what made her herself.
Yeah. She's supposed to be sexy.
Yes, and the fact that you're saying, made of that video, you're an idiot. We all know it wasn't in the spirit of Faye. You wouldn't know the spirit of Faye if it slapped you in the face.
Hard.
Now, we have a couple more things to say. So, they did bring Ed into it.
God.
It looks dreadful. We're not even including a picture because it's that bad to look at.
It sounds dreadful. It looks dreadful. It is dreadful. It's just... Why? It would have been better if they hadn't put an end to begin with. Why?
Because they hate us. Oh, and get this. Faye, the femme fatale character that they made a huge fuss about not having her covered up, whatever. She's lesbian now.
Yeah, there's a scene with her having...
some fun with another woman.
That's not Faye Valentine!
Look, Netflix, if you want to make a spin-off of what if Faye was this, what if this was that, that's a different story. When you're trying to claim this is the a canon thing and you're just remaking it for modern audiences, no. Nobody wanted this.
No.
It was not about necessarily that they need to have her look sexy. It was about the fact that it was for her character. And then you took that, and instead of saying, maybe we should listen to the fans, you let your main actress come up with a statement which she's now trying to walk back, which, sorry, ain't gonna fly.
The internet is forever.
And, you decided from that, you know what we should really do? We should make the character lesbian. That'll make her better.
No.
Are you who greenlights this stuff?
Making someone gay does not magically fix things.
And also, there's no reason for that. If you wanted the fans of the original show, the reason you can even make this, to come watch, you should make an adaptation that's faithful to what the fans expect, not subverts expectations. Nobody cares.
No.
You people at Netflix, I don't know. I think that the reason you do this is literally just to get people angry. Otherwise, I just think you're all mentally incompetent. Because you literally they don't want this. Let's do it. Hey, Netflix, maybe you should partner up with YouTube. You both would get along very well.
I was literally just thinking that.
Because you both do the same thing while saying, we're making it better for you. No, you're not. You're making it better for you. And guess what? Oh, no. Honey, it's time for the world's smallest violin. 50% from both critics and audiences. Uh-oh.
I think it's lower by now.
Spaghetti-o. Looks like they didn't like it. What are you gonna do? Probably make a sequel because you're that brain dead.
Ugh.
But yeah, just don't watch this. Go watch the original Cowboy Bebop. This is not Cowboy Bebop. This is not even worth calling it a fan fiction or a parody. It's just not good. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm watching the anime. And our final client of the day, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
So, we're going to let you guys know we are going to discuss mild spoilers in this. We're not going to do it right away. We will let you know. But as it says, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters Afterlife is now available to see in movie theaters, and moviegoers are letting their thoughts on the film known.
Without spoilers, I will say, it was a good movie.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying this is a good movie, but some people are saying, it's not that good, whatever. Yes, it has its flaws.
Of course it does.
But it respects what came before. It respects the fans.
Yep.
And I think it was decently well done. I would give it, my original rating when I came out was a 9 out of 10. I would give it more of an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. It was still very good.
Looking back after reassessment, after getting off of the good movie high, my score is now 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, and look, you guys don't have to like it. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry you did. I think that they at least did a good job with the respecting the fans, and that doesn't make up for some parts of the movie that wasn't good. but I do believe that people are enjoying it. And what bugs me the most is the critics are still out there trying to pan it and making it a lower rated film than the 2016 Ghostbusters. And if you like the 2016 Ghostbusters, go ahead and like it.
Yes.
Why can't we have both?
Seriously.
Why can't we have you have your 2016 and we have our Ghostbusters Afterlife? What's wrong with you people?
They can't stand that nobody likes what they do.
But yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. Is it the best movie ever? No.
Obviously not. No movie is.
It's the cherry on top to something. Now they did. Now is when we're going to get into spoiler territories.
So if you have not seen the movie, go do so before you watch the rest of this video.
I know you might want to watch the rest. Pause it. Come back to it. Trust me, it'll be worth it. If you haven't gone to see it and you don't have plans to go see it, go see it. It's good. You will not regret it.
If you don't care about spoilers, then stick around. If you don't want spoilers, pause.
This is your cue to exit now.
3, 2, 1.
So, they did have 2 end credit scenes, one which set up for a sequel. Now, the part of the movie that I like the most is they brought back Gozer. They did really much play on Egon.
Yeah. I really like that his granddaughter Phoebe looked like him.
Yeah, I like that too. I like the characters. Now, the part that I like the most, and I think that now that I've heard some people's feedback on it, I agree. I would have liked the original Ghostbusters do come back.
Yes, they do.
At the end, I wish they were in it a little more, maybe. And Egon comes back.
He does.
It's,
as a ghost, but it's still Egon.
Yeah, it was incredible that at the end, all 4 of them were back together. Now, they didn't make him speak.
No.
And it was an aged version of him.
Of course, but you get to see just, even if it's just 5 seconds, an image of all 4 of the original Ghostbusters fighting Gozer again. It made us cry!
Yeah, and it did when I watched it, and that part of the movie I have no flaws with. Again, the movie itself wasn't perfect, but that was a perfect send-off. It was a love letter to the fans, and I believe that just based on that alone, it should gain support. Does that mean that you should champion it forever? No, if you don't like it, that's fine. But I do believe that given that they listened to the fans, they did a good job, and they tried to respect it. This movie had a lot to do to erase the stain of 2016. So, as I said, I suggest that don't take our word for it. Go watch it yourself. If you've stayed this long and you've heard what we had to say, it might not be as, fun for you, but I would suggest go watch it yourself, make up your own mind, because it's worth spending the money on.
It really is.
And we're going to end off there. Again, we might at some point discuss this further in our opinions, but right now it's just, we enjoyed this movie. We would go see it again. And people at the end of the theater, they clapped. And I haven't heard that in a while. So keep that in mind. It's worth going to see.
It really is. And so we move on to the diagnosis of the week.
And we have a very interesting diagnosis of the week. It's going to be hard for me to pronounce, but I think it fits really well with this week.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis of the week is Schadenfreude, which is pleasure or enjoyment obtained from the troubles or misfortune of others. And as you can see from the diagram, basically why I feel like this fits so well is because this whole week, and literally with Ghostbusters especially, the mainstream media and everybody have been getting so happy at watching other people suffer. They can't let other people be happy. They have to bring it down somehow. So they've gotten so used to it that even when something comes out that panders to the fans and gives the fans what they want, like Ghostbusters, or something that comes out that doesn't give it, like Cowboy Bebop, even then, you critique it, you're bad. Mm-hmm. And then if you like it, you're still bad. Because they live off the people being angry and being upset. So I feel like Schadenfreude works very well for a diagnosis of this week. Is it necessarily a super psychological diagnosis? No, but I still think it fits pretty well.
I completely agree.
Which brings us to the remedy of the week.
And this week we have a very different remedy. The Terraria Don't Starve Together crossover. Now, these are 2 games that my husband likes. Well, he prefers single player Don't Starve, but...
That's a side point.
Indeed. Basically, Terraria and Don't Starve, Clay and Relogic have done a crossover event for their games, in which they bring bosses and items into each other's games. I have told my husband he should do this for one of his streams on Twitch.
Which I'm actually planning to do, so I would suggest, if you guys think this is cool, if you're a fan of Terraria, a fan of Don't Starve, go support this. These people are people who listen to the fans. Mm-hmm. They don't do anything woke, and this is something that everybody wanted. And so if you guys want to go support these games, please go do so. If not, you can come and hang out with me on Twitch later today. I'll be trying to play some Terraria, I believe. Head on over there and try not to break the dimensions of your wallet and tell them that Gothic Therapy referred you.
Or if you're specifically going to Clay, tell them Master of the TDS referred you.
Yeah, because they kind of know me a little bit, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that's all we have for this week. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and also make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss your weekly therapy session.
Or you will be charged. Also, follow us both on Twitter at Master of the TDS and at Writing Raven 2. Follow my husband on Twitch and Instagram at Master of the TDS. Follow our YouTube on Instagram at yt.gothic.therapy. Follow me on Wattpad at GothicWriter613 for well-written stories that have no wokeness whatsoever and respect what came before.
And if you want, we have a Discord server that you can join below the clinic. It will be a link in the description that you can come hang out there. We're not on there all the time, but it's a fun place to be.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's all we have for this week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Gothic Therapy, out.
Catch us on the web.